Hi, I'm Allison Siegenfeld, and I'm a postdoctoral fellow in Karen Edelman's lab at Harvard Medical School. And I'm really honored to have received the PhRMA Foundation Postdoctoral Fellowship in Drug Discovery. I think I really discovered how fun science could be when I was part of the school's Science Olympiad team. And I really found it exciting how concepts that we would learn in the classroom or that we would study ourselves could be applied to solve real-world problems. I remember being part of a forensics event, for instance, and we'd get all these different types of white powders, and then we'd perform chemical tests on them. And from that, we could, identify who we would think was the most likely suspect. And I just thought that was really exciting. And I also really enjoyed the team aspect of it, since I think from before I had this misconception that being a scientist was more of a solo endeavor, which initially dissuaded me from that career path. However, being part of this Science Olympiad team, and then where you were paired with teammates and work together to build devices and learn the material, as well as all of my subsequent lab experiences in college, really showed me how collaborative science could be, and research in particular. So a hallmark of cancer is the dysregulation of messenger RNA amounts. And messenger RNA harbors the instructions to make the proteins that perform all the essential functions in the cell. So often in disease states, these amounts of messenger RNA or different species are up or down, and this can lead to cancer progression. In the Edelman lab, we are studying the RNA modification N6-methyladenosine, and this modification in particular is overabundant in cancers. And there's been recently a drug that blocks M6A RNA modification that has entered clinical trials. And there's been a lot of excitement to really understand how this RNA modification influences RNA levels so that we can predict and identify patients where M6A inhibitors will be most effective. My research combines using fast-acting, clinically relevant inhibitors that target the enzyme that puts down this M6A RNA modification with precise genomics and transcriptomics techniques to really measure how the drug impacts RNA synthesis, its maturation and stability. Our hope is that by providing a comprehensive understanding of how M6A works, we can really understand its mechanism of action and of these inhibitors and identify new therapeutic strategies and patients that would respond the best to these types of inhibitors. Fundamental research in the biomedical sciences have been behind some of the most important breakthroughs of today, from vaccines to cancer treatments, and have impacted every single one of us. However, often it's hard to foresee at the time that the fundamental science is going to lead to this, huge discovery, and to really understand the broader implications at the time of the research. And the PhRMA Foundation awards not only support projects with this high translational potential, but also really supports scientists at key stages in their career. And this helps ensure that there's new scientists and a next generation of researchers that can tackle whatever problems or questions pop up in the present, and as well as many of the unsolved questions and diseases that exist right now. I think a turning point in my career was when I decided to join my PhD lab, which at the time was brand new, because it really taught me to work together as a team to get things up and running. And also how to troubleshoot and really lean on everyone's expertise. And what was really, I think, special about this environment, it was one person's success was everyone's success. So what I find most fulfilling about research is the mentoring aspect of it. I just really love working with undergraduates and rotation students, and planning out experiments together, and then discussing the intricacies of the reasons behind the techniques or why we do an experiment a specific way. Often, you do an experiment, maybe you've done it 50 times and then you're not so excited about it, but then you realize as you're teaching it to someone else really just how elegant and fun the science is. I think the advice that I would give early career scientists would be just to follow the questions and the research that energize you. And I think you really know that you're on the right career path or doing at least the right research at that time for you is when like you feel a sense of urgency and impatience to see the data, and are excited to discuss it and share it with others. In the future, I hope that I can lead and mentor a team of researchers in the areas of epigenomics and drug discovery. I'm really thankful for the opportunities I've been afforded, and if I could be a small part of the process that leads to the development of a therapeutic that improves people's lives, I would feel that my education and all my research experience has been put to good use. And I also hope that through teaching and leading a team of researchers and mentorship that I can help pay it forward and just translate what I've learned to others.